All right, we're back. Oh, wow. Reptar is just going to make noises. I might need to let him out real quick. Oh, did I just get raided? Wow. What a raid. Oh, my God. Oh, my fucking God. Why is Tettle's Riz face on? You know what it is, man. Wait, why are you turning your stream off? I need a fucking tank for beta keys. Oh, he's probably doing cringe. Cringe. TGP practice. Cringe. Okay. Pracky C. Yeah. 1 second. I gotta let my dogs out real quick, and then I'll, I need to grab some food, too, and then I'll yeet my stream live. Some of the bosses today were pretty cool. One of them was fucking dog shit, but the other two were great. 1 second. Be right back. Got my food, and I'm ready to go. Sorry for the really late starting soon screen. I know you guys are very used to me being extremely punctual. But today, I am late. Sorry, I had a call. We finished raid testing. We talked about the bosses for a little bit, and then I had to call my management had a call with me about something, but we're here. We're here. I saw my beard. Oh shit. Oh, dude, I'm cutting my hair in a couple days. Let's go. I just got done eating, and I'm gonna continue eating as well. That's like, actually, I think that's the biggest, like, annoyance of having a large beard, actually, is the food in the beard. That is you don't realize it. That's why I have you guys to tell me. Max, are you going to publish any raid testing? Oh, no. No. Dude, a couple of the bosses today were really cool. Two of them were really cool. One of them I actually think is... I think it's such a dog shit fight, but the other two are really fun. You liked all of them? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, my guild really liked the one that I didn't like, but I don't know. I just think it's a terrible fight. Is the dog shit fight unimportant? Yeah, pretty unimportant, yeah. Yeah, so, like, here's how the raid is laid out. Right? So, like, you fight the first boss, and then you, like, fall down to fight 2 and 3, and then somehow you come back up to fight 4. The bosses we tested today were these 4. We tested 4, 5, and 6. I believe, Rashan is 4. I believe you'll be able to choose between... I don't even remember their names. The Broodkeeper looking ass bitch, and then the single target fight. So those are the ones we tested today. And I think, yeah, I didn't like Rashan. I just thought Rashan was just, like, super whatever. The other two are fucking great, though. Really good. I'll show you them now. Let's look at, actually, before we do that, because I need to eat some food, too. Rashan equals Rip, Devokers, and Pog Warriors. Oh, because of the boss health percentage? It's such an irrelevant fight. You'll never even think about that. Is it savable, or is the concept just dog shit? I mean... I'm just looking at, like, what mythic mechanics exist on it now. It just seems like such a stinker. But, yeah. Is it a requirement of Liquid Raiders to be at raid testing? Yeah, of course. Unless there's, like, not... Unless you have something going on, you know? But, yeah. Also, you would kind of want to be there. That's when we kind of figure out how we're going to... what angle we're going to approach killing the fight on Mythic. It's something you would want to be at. Like, if anyone was in this guild and, like, raid testing was coming out, and, like, they would rather be doing something else, that would be, like, extremely alarming and a very early sign that they should definitely not be here. Like, that would be very weird. Max, Dorky was telling everyone that James quit. Is this true? Yeah, it seems to be the case now. We've been working with him for a few months because he's just lost, like, hella passion. And going into this expansion, like, he just didn't... I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like, raid testing was coming out and he wasn't really excited about it. So to me, that screams dead passion. So I think he didn't want to do this, and then at the same time, we were, like... I mean, we can't have someone on the roster like that. James is great. We love having James around. I don't know if it'll really affect us that much, to be honest with you, though, because we have, like, most raids, you can only play one rogue, and, like, that means that Exile doesn't play the whole raid, and, like, Exile's just as good as James. And then we also have Dazer to play rogue, and like Dazer rarely ever gets to raid, and he can play a lot of melee. So like I don't think it like affects our guild's ability to compete at all, but it is definitely it's a spot we could lose. But yeah, I mean we like James though. It's sad to lose James. He's a funny guy. He's a vibe increaser. Is JPC leaving related to nonverbal? Probably in a weird way. Like I don't think there's any cause and effect there. It's more like I don't think that nonverbal thing would have happened if James was like still turbo into the game, you know? Like James only did that because he was really frustrated with like everything in general. And then but like all of those are related. Like, dude, when you lose passion for the game, you can't just like make that up. You can't just like get it back. You got you know what I mean? Like it's a there all or especially for someone who like him who worked so hard to get here. Like if you're ever not working as hard, you feel like you're not doing anything and then you can't get into it. Who knows? Is he leaving or will he come back? What? Is it possible if we boss review first and Mythic Plus later? I waited all day yesterday for review. Yeah, sure. I mean, I can show you the bosses from yesterday, but there's nothing to look at. Could also be the come down after winning World First once and chasing that high again, but not reaching the same level. Nah. No, that's something I think a lot of people misunderstand about this. Like winning is fucking awesome, but like 95% of what's fun about the race is just doing it. It's the preparation for it, it's doing it, and winning is awesome, but like if you lose one of these races, you still like killed Tindril and felt that way. You still killed this boss. It puts a damper on the end, but like it's like for people who enjoy stuff like this, doing the race is insane. It's like heroin. Yeah, it's exactly like heroin. Love that. Shout out heroin. What is it? The Nexus Princess wasn't that bad. It's like Fyrak. Okay, so I think the Nexus Princess is really good. I'm struggling to see how it's like Fyrak, though. Oh, it has Blaze. Yeah, it literally has copy-paste Blaze. But the fight isn't really like Fyrak at all, yeah. Are you agreeing with Scripe's rating of the bosses? I have no idea what Scripe rated any of the bosses. I'll tell you what I think about them in a little bit, though. I know it probably isn't much for you and Liquid Max, but I think some of us are just excited to hear your thoughts on new stuff, and we haven't been able to in so long. Yeah. Are you going to play? Can you at least launch WoW QQ? Yeah, we're going to play later. Why does it matter to... If I'm sitting here talking to you guys, why does it matter if the game is open? I feel like that's... just doesn't matter, right? Chat's a little unhinged today. It's a dorky raid. You know what it is. You guys, should I put Subway Surfers on the screen so you guys can concentrate? You fucking TikTok Zoomers. That guy asked if you PvP before that. Oh, yeah. So he just totally doesn't get the stream. That's fine. He's just vibing. I'll spin, by the way. I'll fucking do it. Max, ready for a Windwalker season? Hell yeah, dude. I love Windwalker. Windwalker's so fun right now. Does Max like low-key hate Dorky? What? Bro, I high-key hate Dorky. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Stay small. Fucking little VTuber ass. What are you doing? Little cat. Max, do you already know the comp you'll play, or do you normally wait for more tuning stuff? Dude, I feel like if anyone right now confidently told you they knew what comp would be best in Raid, I feel like they're totally full of shit. Like, how could you know? Things are so broken. Like, some people's hero talents are doing, like, 50% of their damage. Some people's hero talents don't work, right? So, like, so much is going to change before the expansion, you know? Like, I mean, I guess you could say you know, like, 15 of your Raid spots because, like, there's, like, close to 15 required Raid spots. Maybe give or take a few specs you would change out, but I mean, no, man, like you're just there becomes a point in beta where there's like a clear picture of what's good and what's not good and why. That's certainly not clear yet. No one knows. Max, so why do you guys feel the need to hide the testing from us? Wait, so you assume the reason we hide it is so you guys won't know what classes are good? Why is that maximum yeehaw so big? Why is that thing extremely large? That's a big old fucking... Holy shit. You can pay to make them big now? Dude, that's fucking sick. I forgot that was an emote. Dude, that's fucking hype. Why does Maximum Moose exist? This feature's gotta go. Is it? Can you just spend channel points on it? Oh, bitch! Yo. Hey, spam that shit. Yo. Dude, haha, it's so funny when you guys make big emotes. Holy shit. Haha. That's such a good bit. It does the on-screen too? Wait. I haven't seen it yet. Max, you're making like 30 to 40 cents per thing. I don't care. What are you eating? This guy's eating and he's not telling us what he's... Yeah, that's why I'm waiting to do the bosses. I have to finish my food. It's like a... It's a bowl with it's like a burrito bowl, kind of, but not really. It's got rice, pulled chicken, pickled red onions, zucchini, corn, a little bit of lettuce, and like a cilantro verde sauce. It's pretty fucking solid. I fuck with it. What do you search for in wallpaper engine to find that wallpaper? Anime tentacle. By the way, do not search that on wallpaper engine. You will be in a bad mental space for the rest of the day. I don't know. Just type the name of the expansion. Should show up. Has Blizz gone too far on API macro changes, or do you think people will just work around it? People just work around it. For sure. There's always going to be a way to work around it. Like, hey, man. Private auras don't matter. Private auras exist on, like, 9 out of 10 mechanics in Amir Drasil. And you don't think about it ever. It just doesn't matter. So whatever. Actually, it's a little annoying for healers, just in general, because of how it interacts with your frames. The only time it matters is when it's a mechanic hard enough where you clearly need a weak aura for it. And now, instead of just having your weak aura work, you have to press a macro to make it work. That's so bad. And that's probably going to happen in this raid with one mechanic, so. When are you planning on bringing people on to talk about specs? I don't know, whenever I feel like it. I haven't really felt like it yet. May happen. You're very snappy today, Max? Oh, shit. Let me try to spin it out. Alright. Oh, fuck. I feel way better now. I feel fucking insane now. Quick little spin. Holy shit, I feel better. Alright. Let's do it. So, there were some bosses today. Let's go over yesterday too, so that one guy keeps he'll be better. He'll feel nice and sweet. Give me the name of someone who beta test. Usually it's instant dollars. So did Atrocity beta test? Top clip. Looks like he did. So yesterday,
It's like really laggy and
I was telling Hardy.
yesterday was an interesting day. I think is this when we were actually able to do it? Oh yeah, because you could fight any boss. Looks like they did the first boss. All right, I think this is Okay, let's just watch the first boss. Oh, look at Kevin. This is feeling good. All right. So here's the first boss. This is your basic first boss. This is your boss you're going to do a couple times and get loot from, and is not any more complicated than that. He like puts webs on the ground on Mythic. If you touch the webs, you get encased in it and someone has to break you out. If you go under the boss during carnivorous contest, you'll just get fucking eaten. And it's like the Eye of the Jailer mechanic where you need a certain amount of people to soak this. And then also, like, the more you soak it, the less it sucks you. So it's like a balancing act, very similar to Eye of the Jailer. And that's, like, literally it, I think, for the first phase. There's, like, some basic-ass other first boss mechanics, like some spreads, maybe some other... Some shit. I don't know. It's really, really basic. Yeah, like, I don't know. You get some purple stuff. Or you get some... That's not purple. You get some green stuff. Maybe put that out, you know? Vibe it out. His stream's having a bad time. And then the boss phases. He goes to 0 energy. And then you start phase 2. And it's like, think of it as like 2 phases. There's like the phase where he's dropping energy, and then this phase. This phase, he randomly, and I don't know the lore behind this, but he just knows mechanics like he learned them from Sarkareth or something. I just don't know why he's purple and shit. there has to be a reason why, but he goes under, and then he just turns into a fucking Star-Lord, and then the boss charges across the room like that. Kevin's blissfully unaware. Dude, is Kevin like just Giga Chad and knew this wasn't gonna hit him, or was he completely unaware that this was happening? He's just fucking like, hey, what's up, guys? So that's there, and then you have to kill these ads. When you kill the ads, they drop like a little meat thing on the ground. Okay, he definitely did not know. You pick up the little thing of meat, and then the boss is going to come back after this. He's going to charge to the middle. He's going to cast this Hungering Bellows thing, and you guys see his energy going up? You have to feed him the little guys that you just killed to make him go to 100 energy, or else he does like ramping damage, and then you just repeat P1. And that's it. That's the first fight. Woohoo! That's it. I mean, so my official opinion on this fight is that it is a first boss. All right, moving on to the second boss. Second boss is like, it's like Gore Fiend Light, but it's the second boss. That's a bit too difficult for a first boss, no? Question mark? What? It doesn't do anything. It is adequately difficult for a first boss. Oh, big change here. Kevin changed his texture filtering to bilinear. That's huge tech for this boss. But yeah, you're going to go around the circle. You're going to see ads that spawn in the other world. I guess, like, another way to think of this is kind of like Anduin. There's like a Kingsbane mechanic that you soak, like a frontal cleave on the tank, and if you get hit by it, you are in a different version of this world. You're still able to hit the boss. The boss is still there. And you are now able to kill ads that are downstairs that would otherwise hurt you. On Heroic, it's as simple as just like sending down half your raid on the first one, half your raid on the second one, call it a day. Like you see these little circles? All right, so there's two things. So these little... actually, let me back it up. So you guys see those little circles that are spawning right there? Those are like where the ads are spawning downstairs. And then right after that, the tank can aim a frontal, probably ideally at the ads. And then you just have an assigned half of your raid soak this big tank frontal right now. And those people will go down. This happens every 40 seconds or so. And if you soak it, if you soak within the next minute, it like one-shots you, very similar to Anduin, right? You can't like go down twice. And then those people downstairs just do that. Everyone else up here does the two-step, and you just dodge this little movement mechanic. The ads downstairs are already dead. And then the boss does some beams that you do back and forth. This is actually super random shout out. This boss is very similar to the final boss of the very first, very good Wildstar raid, Genetic Archives. Kind of has a lot of similar vibes to it, except that you're not destroying the platforms. Okay, so then you just do that, and then you'll see Kevin will probably go downstairs on the next one. Oh, no, he didn't. Interesting. Oh, those people are still down? I assume Kevin will get hit by the next one of these things. When does Kevin get hit? Kevin never gets hit and then dies. Do they pull it again? All right, now Kevin goes downstairs, maybe. Kevin never goes downstairs. Okay. This is a bad POV for this. But if he were to go downstairs... I mean, here you go. You can kind of see it, right? If you go downstairs, these are like these little purple things. They're not just purple ghosts. You can like actually attack them and kill them. And that's it. That's the whole fight. This is why I didn't do a boss review yesterday, because like, I don't know. I feel like you can just watch this and you get it, right? You don't need any extra insight. You just understand. This is one of the second bosses of all time. We did not test the third boss. Again, the raid thing goes like this. We watched the first boss just now, or before this. We watched the potential second boss. I believe you can do either the boss we didn't test today or the one we just watched at the same time, I believe. And then once you kill both of those, you go to Rashan, which was tested today. It's the last boss tested today, so I guess we'll go in order. Probably what they... Or no, that's not true. It's the second boss tested today. Let me show you it. Oh, nope, that's dead Rashan. I can see him. He is definitely dead. All right, now he's being killed. Let's go to where he's not being killed. Oh, Kevin fell off. Lamau. All right, so they're going to fight Rashan. This boss starts at 60% because you also fight this guy in a dungeon. I believe he's the last boss of... Or he is a boss in the Dawnbreaker, I think. So that's why he spawns at 60. Some of you guys might be like, oh my god, that's so bad for Hunter Raid buff and for Death Evoker. For one, those classes will be better at the dungeon version of this boss, I suppose, because you go from 100 to 60. Second of all, this is an easy ass fucking... No one cares, right? This boss is a joke, so who cares? No one matters. It doesn't matter. You'll never bench that character because of that. It doesn't matter. You just do the fight. Okay, so... And executes are obviously relatively a little better. So you pull the boss. That's the first thing you do. And then you're going to get like some little things you have to snap. I'll show you the mythic mechanic of this too. So these people are going to get a debuff and it's going to root them to the middle of it. Now to get rid of this, you have to snap it. You're tethered. Let me play it like one more second. You see how both of them are like tethered to this? This guy's tethered to that. This guy's tethered to that. When you leave this area, this will snap and it will do raid damage. It did like 0 damage in this testing. Like I think the number 0, like it just didn't do damage. But on Mythic, definitely a large part of this encounter will be making sure that you are popping these at the right time and that you're alive. Kind of like Soul Render in Sanctum of Domination, if you remember that. It's like, you know how like the 3 chains would come out and you would usually just have the first 2 pop and the third one delay a little bit? You'll probably do something like that here. You'll probably have someone like calling for the last person to go so you don't like instantly one-shot everyone. Good rally mechanic, good aura mastery mechanic, good barrier, that kind of stuff. While having to watch the people who have the actual debuff, obviously. And then... What is it? I'm rolling Unholy DK in the War Within. Goddamn overall Olaf. All right, here we go. The mythic mechanic for this is when you snap this web, and this is like really the only mythic mechanic, is when you snap this web, it will... Let's say this druid right here snapped it by moving to here. It does a 5-yard radius around you when you snap, and if it goes on anyone else, it will like just give them... It'll give them the entire thing again, and it'll like chain. So it's just like, don't snap it next to someone, if that makes sense. So you see they snap it, it does like 0 damage, and then they continue. They put them on intercardinal locations around them. And then after that, the boss will do this like little line mechanic, very similar to the dungeon. It's right here, or right after this. There's a proper way to do it, right? If you do it correctly, right, this is like the safe spot. This person has a line that's going to go to the right. This person has a line that's going to go to the left. So the ideal way to do this in Heroic is everyone's in the middle and you shoot it to the right or left. Looks like they do that just fine. That's perfect. On Mythic, there's 3 of those. We don't really know exactly how that's going to work yet. Maybe it's a triangle. Maybe it's a... there's a left, left, right kind of thing. And you have to actually get hit by one. I don't know, but or you have to figure it out some other way, but we'll figure it out. Okay, and that's basically it. The boss does 1 more sets of debuffs again. It spawns some ads that have to be AoE'd down, and then the boss is going to run away from you. He's gonna just like it's a big room, and he's just gonna fucking leave, and you just have to follow him. And then he's going to eventually cast something that you kick 1 time. And that's it. Oh, let's go. He's just going to keep running. Let's go. All right, and then after this, you're going to kick the boss 1 time. You need every single person in your raid, basically, to soak this, or else it will just yeet the rest of them off the edge. Just judging from my perspective right here, I think all of these people are about to die a miserable death, but... I am not positive. Let's see. Nope, looks like they might get enough people in it in time. Yep. They got enough people in. If you like get everyone in there, it like doesn't move at all. If you miss like 5 people, it will just yeet everyone off the edge and kill them. And that's it. That's the whole fight. Even on Mythic, it's like the only difference on Mythic is there's 3 of these lines instead of 2, and you can't snap the webs on top of other people. I think this fight fucking stinks. This is a goddamn stinker. Even Senarth, if they were trying something and it didn't work out, like someone could be like, well, Senarth was worse. Like, yeah, maybe to play, but like at least they were like going for it, you know? They tried something different. I respect that. This is just a fucking ass fight. Like what do you do? Like it's someone's job to make fights and they made this fight. You know what I mean? Like what's going on here? That's crazy. Anyways, moving on. The next fight after this is we have so we showed the second boss just now, the first boss, the third one wasn't tested. This is the fourth boss. And after this, we're going to watch both bosses 5 and 6 after this. So we'll start with, I guess, Brood Twister, I suppose. Which was the last boss we tested. It's going to look very similar to Brood Keeper. So I'll explain to you how this room works. So when the boss is pulled, every time it reaches 100 energy, which it starts pretty close to 100 energy, it will infuse the black blood or drain one of the black blood containers in this side of the room, which was now putting you on a timer to get rid of these eggs by the end of that. The mechanic to get rid of the eggs is on DPS entirely, and healers, they will get a purple circle, and that they have to like pop ones that you want to pop. So what's cool about the fight is you can choose to pop them in any order. You can either deal with 2, I'll go over what the adds do in a second. You can pop a certain amount or do all at once or whatever. And then you can also choose what side of the room you want to go to. On Heroic, none of this matters because nothing gets empowered. On Mythic, the side you go to first empowers that ad for the rest of the fight. So you can choose which ads you want to have empowered. And then you can also choose where and when you are breaking out ads. Why I think this is cool is, for me, bosses like this are really fun because you can try a bunch of different shit and there's like a different thing that works for you. It's also a kind of scenario where like Echo and us might go at the fight a completely different way. But this is a fight that maybe a lot of you guys will or won't like based on gameplay alone. It's similar to Lihivam, right? Lihivam in Sepulchre was like this, where Lihivam was like one of my favorite bosses ever. It was so fun. We like kept changing how we were doing the fight and like killing different ads in the intermission. But like when you guys did Lihivam, you just had a thing to do. And it was like you did it, and the gameplay wasn't that fun, so you don't remember Lihivam very fondly, where like we fucking loved Lihivam. It's just like only a few people are going to have the actual cool experience of figuring the boss out, and everyone else, it's just the gameplay element. This is one of those fights. So I think I'll let you guys see it a little bit. I'll explain to you what the 3 eggs are. So you can see the 3 eggs right here. So you see the little tiny eggs, you see the big egg, and you see the medium egg. The little tiny eggs will spawn little Gahoonies. They're just like the Gahoon ads from Gahoon. They will fixate on someone. If they reach that player, they will infest them, and then more of them will come out after a debuff. Okay, that's that. Let's see. There is a big spider here. This is just spawns a big tank spider. I'll explain to you what their buff is when they like get the mythic empowerment. And then this one is a worm that cannot be stunned or CC'd and cannot move. So you have to kind of like move to it to kill it. What they do when they're empowered, and this is either on Heroic when the black blood touches them, or on Mythic when you go to that side at any point in the fight. The Gahoonies just get extra health, and they start with a 20% move speed bonus, which ramps over time. The worms, the medium egg, obviously have 100% extra health. They cast twice as fast, so their interruptible cast is twice as fast, but they also have an uninterruptible, unstoppable like raid damage thing, so it like increases your raid damage when they're out. And the big spider obviously gets also double health, but it does a stacking like necrotic debuff on the tank. I think it is literally necrotic, like but each stack I think is a 10% healing reduction, so 10 stacks would be 100. and it also ramps in damage over time. So that's what those are here. So that's the breakdown. There's 3 ads on this fight. You can break them in any order. You do 4 at a time. Oh, the other mythic mechanic too. I'll actually explain that later. But I'll just let you watch a little bit of it first. Okay, so they choose to bring it to... Instant Dollars choose to bring it to... I can't really tell because of where they have it positioned. Okay, here we go. They are bringing it to the worm side of the fight. Now, why the worm side of the fight is relevant is on Mythic, it would empower the worms first. And again, you could choose to like only deal with empowered worms at the end or have it for the whole fight. It depends on whether you pick it first or last or second, obviously. So I think that's kind of cool. But also, when you go to the side that where it's empowered, it also has a significantly higher amount of those types of ads. So like when you empower the worms, there's going to be 6 worms in that phase instead of 3. So you're gonna have to deal with like way more of them. Okay, so those debuffs are pretty simple. You just tell a healer when you're out of range of everyone, and then you're dispelled. If you dispel it on top of anyone else, it'll just root them. On Mythic, it also hits really fucking hard. All right, so right now he's ingesting black blood. So he's now chosen this thing, and now blood will now ooze from this container over time, eventually filling up the room. There's these very hard to see things if I don't point it out, but you guys see this little purple circle? Right here. You guys see the purple circle that's on these 2 players and the arrow over their head? This goes on 4 people, and this is how you break out the eggs. The only way you can break eggs in this fight is to use these things together on top, or use one of these things and just pop an egg on it, or the black blood reaches it, but on Mythic, you're just going to wipe if you do that, so this is the only way to do it. Now, let me explain to you how this is going to work on Mythic. Oh, those 2 guys are lost. So you guys just saw how this worked, right? Where these people are lost, but it's actually interesting to watch them during this, and maybe they were actually practicing Mythic for this. The way you break out eggs on Mythic is there are not 4 shadow circles, there are 8 shadow circles. And the only way to pop an egg is to actually Venn diagram 2 shadow circles on top of 1 egg. So and you get these debuffs, they last for 6 seconds. So you have a lot of time to solve it, but basically you need to know what 4 eggs you want to pop. And you need to like have 2 people go to each egg, and that egg needs to be hit by 2 of those purple circles, or else the ad won't spawn. Here comes the kicker. Oh, should I tell them? It's a private aura, by the way. So, whatsoever will be done to solve that. Okay, so then we have this over here. And then you see that you like pulled the boss to the worms, then dealt with the Gahoonies. So they're going to spawn some more ads after this. They have 4 more. It doesn't look like they really talked about where they should go because they missed a lot of them, which is fine. Oh, you guys see that worm? Actually, you'll see it again here on the next set of ads. So, do you guys see how the black blood is about to reach this set of Gahoonies and this medium? So on Heroic, if the black blood, which is permanently growing, reaches any of these things, it will empower them, which is the only time you will ever see empowered ads on Heroic. You can deal with them, but like you don't really want to get them. On Mythic, they're going to be empowered, obviously, as I told you earlier. Also on Mythic, if this ever happens, you instantly die. But that's not really true, but you pretty much instantly die. Like, probably in farm, you could out-heal it, but not in progression, if the fight's any hard. But now they're noticing that these are going to pop. So now these are all empowered. So the Gahoonies have extra health, and they're going to ramp in speed over time. They spawned a worm on the side of the room. That worm is now double speed, and that's just double speed and has extra HP. That's not how the fight's actually going to play. If you play it properly, none of this happens. Looks like they die pretty quick and then pull it again. So I actually like this fight. I think this fight's pretty good. I think that private aura might be a massive, massive not fun thing. And that can certainly like make a fight bad all on its own, as everyone is aware. But let's say that's not a thing. Let's say they fix that, or even if that's the case, I do like the Build-A-Boss thing. You guys know me. I'm a sucker for fights like that. I think they're really cool. but I also think this is leaning kind of towards the Enerva Darkvein level of Build-A-Boss, and what I mean by that is it's the illusion of choice, but you don't really have choice. What I mean by that is you do have the choice of what thing you empower first, but you could have additional choice of... Here, let me like raid plan this real quick. Right, so let's say you're doing Brood Twister. Let's do the top-down POV, and whoever does raid plan doesn't actually put like the icons for the ads or whatever, but like what the actual eggs look like. Well, let's just assume they're like you're doing this side first. Let's say there's a spider egg here. There's 12 total. Let's say this is the spider egg platform. So there'd be 6 spider eggs, which means there would be like 1 here. There'd be 2 over here, and 2 over here. Okay. Probably 1 there, 1 there. Yeah, this looks right. Oh, actually, no, it would be 1 there, 1 here. I think it's something like that. And then you would have 1 worm spawn. So you'd have 3 total worms throughout the phase. So let's say you have 1 here, 1 in the middle, and 1 close. And let's say you have 3 Gahoonies. So little Gahoon parasites. So you have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay, so these are the 4 total things you have to do. All right, so because the black blood grows over time, this is kind of like a Nerva. Like a Nerva should have been like, what mechanic do you want to deal with? But they goofed the fight, and the issue they came up with is you don't actually really have a choice because they like whenever you empty one thing, it'll just fill up the others. So you don't really have a lot of choice. The best thing to do is just not do that. They also punished you for opening it. So when the black blood grows here, let's say you want to do these 4 first. You're like, okay, let's do double spider, worm, Gahooni. Okay, so let's say we've done that, right? Let's go ahead and just remove that. Let's just remove these. Okay, you've done that. Now this is growing. You don't really have a choice here. If you wanted to do something cool, on the second set, you have to do these, or else it's going to get hit by the black blood and you wipe. So you couldn't do anything cool like, hey, let's do all of the Gahoonies at once. Let's do all of the worms if you wanted to do that. Let's do all the spiders. Let's do some like crazy unique, we have a bunch of different ideas kind of thing. But you can't, right? Because you have to do these. Because the black blood is growing. So choice immediately gone. So maybe these are close to each other, so let's just go ahead and grab these. I think I actually accidentally made an extra ad in this phase. I can just delete that. It's not a Gahooni, it's probably a spider. No, it's not. What did I do an extra of? I think it's a spider. It's all good. Let's do... Oh, it was an extra Gahooni. You're right. I did make an extra Gahooni. My bad. It's a spider. Because it's the spider wing. There's always 6 of them. All right, so now you have to do these. Or maybe you'd want to go somewhere else, but you'd have to at least do these 2. And then, I don't know, are you going to spawn a worm far? No. So you're going to do these, and then you're going to get rid of this, and then you kind of just... There's only like 5 total ones that like won't get hit by the 3rd time this grows. So like this can only be like 1 other variation. So they're forcing you to do the same like sets kind of. I do think it's kind of interesting that like at least on the sides of the room where you empower certain ads, like let's say it's the Gahooni side, right? You go to the Gahooni side. There's going to be 6 Gahoonies. So like you're going to have to deal with a lot more of these. And like that's like kind of cool. But I don't know. It just... This fight feels like it would be really cool, and all that, but I don't know. Just think about this. Let's say you have 1 spider, 2 spider, 3 spider, and then you have a couple worms, right? So you probably have like 1 worm far, 1 worm there, 1 worm here. So let's say 4 circles come out. Let's actually make them look like how it actually looks in game. So the first one's actually, there's no fill. It's just this. But it's purple. So you get 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say you want to get rid of these ones right here. I'll mark them. Let's say you mark them in game. Okay. The mechanic they have designed right now is everyone's going to be like kind of pretty closely stacked. Right? And then in 6 seconds with no weak aura, you are supposed to break out these 4 things and like correctly Venn diagram every single one. Which is like, I don't know, kind of cool. But I also feel like this is along the lines of difficulty where while you can YOLO it, certainly it will just be significantly easier to use a weak aura to assign this. It's just less brain power. And I think you guys know what happens when you have a private aura that is made significantly easier and more repeatable and consistent by using a weak aura. You use a macro, which everyone hates. So my prediction is that if that ends up being the case, everyone's going to fucking hate this fight. Because I think everyone is going to hate any fight where you macro a dog shit to make a weak aura work, right? So if that ends up being the case, then be bad. But I think the idea generally is cool. Private aura on the 4th boss. This isn't the 4th boss. It's a little bit later. Group 1 up, group 2 down. Yeah, but what if you don't want to? It's fine. Everyone will find their own way to figure it out. Okay, so you do that, and then because like each one is different, I kind of like it. I like the empowers. I wish they were like a little bit more interesting, but in general, I think this is a good boss. I think like Brood Twister will be a good, like, if you just assume off rip that like you're gonna, I think judging bosses based on the use of private auras is kind of hard. I'm just gonna judge them all under the assumption that there isn't some annoying shit like that. Either they fix it or it doesn't end up being correct. And then obviously just when you're looking at this in the future, you'll say something like, okay, well, that boss would have been sick, but you used a private aura, so it sucked. Used a private aura, weak aura, so it's bad. So I think Brood Twister will be pretty good. It's going to be pretty like class specific, right? Like think about classes that are going to be good at this. You're either going to leave these up for a while and cleave them down with good control, which will be boss damage cleaving on ads, or depending on tuning, the ads have a ton of health and you're actually full targeting ads the whole fight and just cleaving onto the boss. Both of them are going to incentivize classes that are solid at cleaving down things while single targeting another, or just in general have, it would be like Mythic Plus classes that do really good trash damage but aren't a burden on tyrannical weeks. You know what I mean? Like that kind of setup is going to leave you like a pretty powerful class here. Classes that have to choose are going to be rough on a boss that requires so much of both. But you know, we'll see how it turns out. But either way, I think this is I think the idea behind this fight is good, and it's a build a boss kind of fight, so it gets points from me, but I wish it was a little bit more build. I feel like the fact that the Black Blood makes you have to do ones at a certain time, I feel like makes this significantly less interesting because you can't even do anything creative. You just have to do a certain amount of them at a certain time, or else you're gonna, you know, like we were just watching it in the PUV, like before they wiped, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if you had a full canvas of like you're pulling the boss, and he's like they're pulling him into this thing, right away. All right, so if you could, there's obviously you pop 4 eggs at a time. You do 3 per phase, so there are 12 eggs, right? If you could pop any 4 that you wanted, I think this would be so interesting because you could be like, all right, let's get all the Gahoonies out of the way. Maybe we want to like CC these ads and like just deal with them all at once rather than dealing with a few Gahoonies every time. Hey, these spiders are a huge problem. They have a ton of health. Let's spawn all of them at once, use all of our tank CDs, and just like pop lust and kill all of them. It's the only time we'll do it in the fight, and we can make this work here. Whatever. That's creative and cool and fun, right? But like that's not actually how the fight works. Like you can't actually do that because this thing grows. Perfect example. You guys remember when they fucked up the eggs earlier and now these ones are going to get empowered? That means on their previous set of clears, they had to use 2 at the very least to do these or the ones on the opposite side. And if they didn't, you're going to wipe to Black Blood. So you don't actually even have a choice of doing any of the ones on the outside. You have to leave them till later. So they kind of put the fight on rails while pretending to give you choice, and that bothers me. That being said, this may not matter to a lot of you because, as I said before, stuff like this typically is something that only like a couple of guilds have a lot of fun with and figure out, and then for everyone else, you don't ever even you don't go through any of that problem solving process. All you do is you just do whatever someone else did on a video. So your perception of what makes a fight good might be totally different because then you're eliminating all of the cool creative stuff of the fight, and then you're only talking about gameplay. And when you reduce fights to just gameplay and it has nothing to do with the process of figuring out, You're just removing an entire element. So something that may be fun or not fun to you is different for someone else, right? So this is certainly one of those fights. Like, I think no matter what is the case, I guarantee you I will have a higher opinion of this boss than a lot of you will. No matter how, you may think this boss is incredible, but I'll think it's extra incredible because it's just one of those fights that there's going to be an element of figuring it out that's really fun that you will not be able to do, you know? There's not a ton of fights like that, but this is certainly one of them. Okay. So let's go over the other boss. Let's go over the real star of the show today. So this boss, as with most raids recently, has come equipped with a Rashan, with a Sludge Fist. And that's the first boss that was tested today. And this boss is fucking insane and very good. And they should be really proud of it. It's fucking insane. This is a great fight. Kind of similar to the other boss where it's like there's the figuring it out element, which is kind of interesting. But like this boss probably isn't going to be super hard to figure out. Right? We had a fucking amazing testing on this fight, by the way. This is probably one of our best hours of testing we've ever done today. And like figuring out all the different ways you can do this. But at the end of the day, it's really only going to be fun if the first time you kill this boss, you just shit on the enrage, is this boss going to really mean something to you? Probably not, right? Like these bosses are kind of only really fun and memorable when they're tuned well, like when you're beating the enrage. So as with most of those bosses, you do 3 of these phases, and then at the end of that 3rd phase, you just get fucking clapped if you didn't beat the damage check. So they end up wiping here. I don't think it was to the enrage, most likely. The enrage was really easy to beat. Let's see. Oh, no, I think the boss might be enraging on them right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the boss is turbo enraging on them. So the boss does like 3 full phases, and at the end of it, you have yeah, you see some fire act lines. We'll go over that for a second. But like at the end of the 3rd phase, I think it's at exactly 6 minutes. The boss like goes into an enrage sequence, and then you have to just like heal through it over time. It's just gonna keep pulsing more damage. So you can live this hit, you can live the next hit, and now it's just like a live and burn as long as you can thing at the end. So killing this boss on progression has the potential to be extremely epic. Like charging Sludge Fist into the wall to get the damage amp and killing him at like with most of your raid dying, kind of insane, right? So if they get this right, if they get the tuning right, this will be a fucking huge banger. Rygalon. Even Rygalon, honestly, I think this is a more interesting finish than Rygalon. This is my personal opinion, but bosses that when they enrage do a ramping thing that you could prepare and heal through is a more interesting kill than like massive bang and it's just over, in my opinion. Like, because you have it's easier to like, or it's not easier, it's like it's more interesting to figure out, and like it's another thing to progress. Like there's nothing to progress with massive bang, it's just over, right? There's nothing to progress. But on the fight, on like a fight like this, you're also progressing the amp. Like the first time you see it with everyone alive, you'll probably only live 6 seconds, but like after like 10 pulls there, your healers and your DPS will get so good and prepared that like you could actually live another 15 just by progressing that insanely chaotic part of the fight. And I think those are way cooler than just like it's over. But yeah, let me just show you the whole fight. Let me explain to you what it do. All right, so you pull the boss. Has a few basic mechanics that kind of interact with each other in a way, and then I'll give you the mythic, what changes in mythic. So Void Shredder is just like a tank mechanic. It's a boss. It's doing boss stuff. And then what's going to happen is they have these like little purple circles that go out. These purple circles, looks like they're putting them on target markers. I'm watching a melee, unfortunately, right now, so that's rough. We're gonna get melee POV. Oh, let's just have the stream stop, right? I mean, fuck it. Let's see if that happens again. No, it doesn't. Okay, so those people place the things, and then they're gonna get a debuff. At the end of that debuff, they're gonna shoot shit everywhere, so they need to kind of be out of the raid. And then wherever they just put these little clones, there's gonna be little sucks. Everyone's gonna get sucked. The boss spawns one, and then there's one for every clone that spawns, and these are going to suck you in any direction. So because they have one in front of the boss, 2 over here, and it only spawns a maximum of 4, I can't see where the 4th one is. Using the map, it looks like it might be right here. They're going to kind of get sucked in the middle of all of them. It's a really strong suck. And you'll see that because it's around them, they kind of just end up staying still. If you were to like stack all 4 of them, for example, you would get like omega sucked in one direction. If you touch any of these, by the way, you instantly die. And then what happens after this is these portals, which spawn from a clone, are now going to have lines. This is... Dude, Kevin, please fix your fucking stream. Okay, we just missed the whole mechanic. Did anyone else in this... Who else plays in this guild? Twisted? Okay. Bro, I know how much money he makes from subs for his UI. You can fucking fix that stream situation for sure. Alright, here we go. I don't know if this is the same pull, but we'll just back it up a little bit. This looks like a pull where they kind of hadn't figured out the fight yet. Let's skip ahead until they at least have markers down, because it looks like they probably talked about the fight. Here we go. Yeah. All right, so they probably put these down. I think this might be the same pull we were just looking at. Okay, the boss does a suck. Talked about that. Stuff comes out of the people that just got the previous mechanic. Anytime you take shadow damage in this fight, you get a debuff, or 10 seconds later, you do that stuff that shoots everywhere. So getting hit by things amplifies the amount of things you have to dodge. So then the boss, these clones now have a line. This is significant for 2 reasons. Number 1, wherever these clones land, that's where the next suck zone will be. So you not only have to aim these away from other players, but you have to aim them in a position where you want the next suck to be. Remember I told you before, this fight has 3 phases. In every phase, it adds an extra suck thing, so there's more lines, and it's more important that you have them all together. For example, if all these people charged a line in the same spot, they're going to get sucked and they're going to die. So it's very important where you put them. And then on top of that, on Mythic, the Mythic mechanic is some of these clones that spawn here. So the suck happens, right? And then you see the clones that have the line. So some of these clones will have a, like... I forget the name of it, but it, like, just picture it as like the clones are a different color, or the clones are empowered in some way. And if you don't remove that empowerment, they're going to one-shot everyone in the raid. Okay? And if the only way to remove that is to actually have some of these lines go through the boss. Okay? So, for example, if like this person had it and it just barely missed the boss, you would just wipe. So like some of these are going to have to go through the boss. And again, if the line goes through anyone, they're going to get a debuff that makes them shoot shit everywhere in 10 seconds and maybe also kills them. So that's insane. That's like the Mythic mechanic of this. So now they put all the sucks on the right side of the room and the boss. So you're probably going to see a little bit different version of the suck here. Okay, so now all the sucks are here. It's a little bit different than when they're all around you. They're going to have to try really hard to not die and to run away. They're having like... See, before they didn't have to do any movement whatsoever to mitigate the thing. If you watch the previous one, let me actually just like show this. So this is at 50 minutes and 55 seconds. I want you to watch the previous one again. Okay, first suck. Look how easy it is when they're around you. The suck is happening, and it's just none of it even matters. Because they're pulling you in every direction, so in a way, you're not really having to work too hard to mitigate against it or to move. Where if you look at the second one, now they're like all hands on deck, sprint away from them, you lose a ton of boss damage. So the people who had these last lines, they either didn't talk about it or they just did the wrong thing. But like, you want to not only have those lines, and we practice this for Mythic, so we had them always go through the boss, but you also want to have them end in a spot where the next suck won't kill you, right? So it's like a really fun strategic fight. And then that happens, they do one more set of lines. Again, some of these on Mythic would have to go through the boss, so you'd have to turn around and look at them. Some might need to go... That one's red, by the way, but just so it's obvious, that's just the one that's on you. So that's what this fight did for visuals to make it easier, which I think was really smart, is if a line is ever on you, you don't have to check, it's just red. You can kind of see it at the bottom there. It's like bright red, so it's super obvious. Okay. Now, Twisted as Queensbane. So in 5 seconds, he's going to shoot stuff everywhere, so he's going to want to get out of the raid. Okay, he's going to shoot stuff everywhere, and now everyone else is dodging. All right, now we do the intermission. So the intermission is Starless Night. Do you guys see each of these like little pie slices? The boss is going to fill up 2 of these every time, and then it rotates. And then at the same time, people in the raid will get Blaze. And the boss pulses raid damage. So this is like the... Think of it as like the intermission. I guess you could think of it as an alternating P1 and P2. Doesn't really matter. And then you have to just do blazes while you're doing this. In Mythic, I don't know if there's going to be more blazes or if they're going to go off faster. I can tell you that they come out a little faster. So I think they give you a blaze once every 1 second in this intermission in Heroic. But in Mythic, they put out a blaze every 0.8 seconds. So you get like 20% more of them. But I don't know if like they're going to speed this up or make it like only 1 safe spot or something. I don't know what they're going to do, but just something to think ahead for Mythic. But yeah, and then this just repeats, except every time it repeats the first phase, it's going to add an extra clone, which is going to add an extra suck circle, which is going to add an extra line. And then it just repeats. The fight fucking owns. This is a fucking banger. Like, whoever made this is extremely good at making raid bosses. Like I said earlier, we had probably the best hour of testing we've had in years on this fight. We like have a fucking amazing strat for this. And that was just like really fun to do. So like I'll always be super fond of this fight, even if it's not even as fun. Even if we change nothing from now until progression, the hour of problem solving that we had on this was like so fucking fun. So I'm a huge fan. I'll kind of let you keep watching through the fight because it gets kind of crazier at the end. So we'll see what they did with the rifts. So these rifts are pretty good, right? Because they're kind of surrounded by them. So you can see they're getting sucked into like the pocket. All right. Let's see after. I want to see when they get the Giga Sucks. So now they're putting 1 on each. So this makes sense, right? So now when they get sucked, they're going to get like perfectly sucked right into the middle. But the question is the lines. So you'll see where all these went. So this is really interesting. So because they weren't really prepared for that, not only did most of the raid get hit by a thing, so now almost everyone's going to have a debuff. And Mythic, this would almost certainly kill you. But also, like, look at the sucks now. Well, actually, it ended up being somewhat okay. They're going to get sucked into a pocket right there, which is like the spot in between all of them. A little bit extra suck towards this, but it shouldn't matter. Yeah, this fight fucking slaps. This fight's super fun. And it was pretty fun to beat the Enrage on this fight too. Just on testing. So yep, if you like raiding at all, this is a boss to look forward to. It's not unfair. I highly doubt you will use any private aura macro bullshit for this. I don't think any of the fight requires it. It's just a fight that you'll YOLO, feels good about. You should get better at over time. It kind of depends on how the Mythic version is going to work. But yeah, I think by the time you guys get to this boss, there will be a really fun strat that makes everything really simple. What is it? This boss will definitely suck with 2 Cs. Oh yeah, you're going to get sucked permanently. Only sucks. Max, do you know if the guy who made this is the one that the goated designer who made stuff like Sludge Fist? I don't know who made any of these fights. I haven't asked them. The only reason I know any of that is I found out at BlizzCon last year. The guy who made, I think it was like Sludge Fist, Denathrius, Halandris, and there was like 2 other like really good fights made Fyrak this last year. But then Fyrak had like a lot of functional design problems with it, so kind of probably got overhyped because of that. What was it? Sludge, Halandris, Painsmith, and Fyrak. Yeah, that's all one guy. Goddamn, what a resume. I felt stronger about the resume since Fyrak. Like, I think P3 Fyrak brought it back for a lot of people, but it must not be forgotten that... Oh, they're practicing Mythic. That's fun. It must not be forgotten that Fyrak P2 is... And the... I just think... Are like... P... If you want to talk about design, I think P1 is actually fine. P1 intermission, I think design-wise is fine. Like if you just take out the whole aura situation. But P2, I just don't even know what the goal was with that. Like P2 Fire Rack is an all-time stinker phase in my opinion. That's one L that guy has taken. Pressing CD on a spell. By the way, I want to say I mentioned that to him. I usually don't really discuss any conversations I ever have with developers. I also don't really have that many ever, but I did a few at BlizzCon because obviously I find fight design so interesting. So there's a few times during BlizzCon where I was able to chop it up with like a fight designer and not really talking about any of the upcoming fights in the raid really because I wouldn't want to put them in a position to actually do that. And also I haven't even seen the fight, so there wouldn't be anything to talk about. But it was more like decisions they made on previous bosses, like when to nerf them, how, what about the fight did they like, what was that fight like before we saw it, you know, just like stuff like that. Because I just find it really interesting, that process. And I did mention something about Farak. Like, I don't know if he was asking for input on the new raid, but I did kind of just mention, I was like, just one thing. I don't know exactly how you're going to do it on Firac. I know there's that Dispel in P1, but like, if healers have to Dispel on cooldown, they're going to turbo hate that. And he was like, noted. And that was it. But then he did it, so. Not to say that I should have changed his mind, but I did tell him. I told him right to his face that that shit was going to be bad. Max, do you know the mythic mechanic for every fight except for the last one? I mean, the ones that are in the dungeon journal, I guess. Where are your glasses from? Paris. I actually have no idea where I got them from, but they're probably from there. You got to shave, my man? Guys, I got good news. I'm doing a full photo shoot day on Tuesday. Lily? Excuse me? I'm doing a full photo shoot on Tuesday, so next Monday I'm getting my hair cut. My haircut and my beard trimmed up. Hello, baby dog. What is it? Is Liquid winning the race world first? Yeah, right now we're in the lead. It's going strong. How is Ella? She's good. She got her cone off recently. She's no longer cone build. What do you think will be the first wall of this raid? Probably the second to last boss. Like, I don't know. Like, I think you can learn a lot from Amir Drasil, right? Like, Amir Drasil, there's like a boss they target where like that boss is going to be tuned for the race when it comes out, and it's because no one else will get there that week. And that boss was Tindril. Why I think this is relative to this raid is in Season 2, when they first came out with the upgrade system, they didn't really understand it, and because of that, we had way too much gear for the raid. In the second raid with the upgrade system, Amir Drasil, they kind of understood the upgrade system, and they knew that we were going to have like way more gear than normal, so they didn't tune any boss before Tindril for us at all, but Tindril was. So, like, for example, Smolderon was pissed. Like, that boss instantly died. I think on the pull we killed it, we had like 2 people dead. Like, it was like an easy as fuck boss, right? Because it wasn't tuned for us. Like, if they tuned Smolderon for us to have an insane pull, it'd be tuning it for like the wrong people, because a lot of other people got to Smolderon that week. I think, assuming the upgrade system is the same, and now there's going to be a heroic week, so we'll be even relatively higher eye level in this race than normal. There's a really strong chance that like the first boss they tune like for us is the 7th boss, the second to last boss. So I could see both, and it's really unfortunate, and for myself personally, I hope this isn't true. I could see this version of the boss getting absolutely stomped, the one we just watched, this guy. I could see this boss getting absolutely just fucking destroyed because it's just not tuned for us. I could see us killing this like the first time we see the Enrage, for example. But I mean, there was raids like that where it's not true. Like Sludgefist, for example, wasn't the second to last boss and we killed it. But also, I think the upgrade system is giga different. The upgrade system allows top guilds to have like 5 to 8 more eye levels than we would normally have in a season relative. So I think that just changes a bit of it. How many Star Wars shirts are left? Oh, we got a lot. We rotate through them, bro. As a Race World First viewer, it's much more fun when there's an earlier wall. Yeah, I mean, like, if you just watch the Race World First and don't even play the game, there's a lot of people like that. Like, you probably want to see us, like, problem solve and struggle on every fight, you know? But that's just not good for the game. Like, bro, can you imagine, like, the issue that occurred with Tindril being too hard this patch? Can you imagine if they tuned Naimu, Laredar, and Smolderon for us? Like they did in Sepulchre, by the way, when, like, Halandris was that hard, when Anduin was that hard. That's, like, kind of the equivalent. Like, that just fucking farmed the rest of the community. They can't really do that. I think Blizzard learned they can only leave, like, a few bosses for us, really. And I think there would be people to make the argument that they shouldn't even do that with the current upgrade system because of how much negatively affects other people. Like, people were pulling Tindril for fucking ever, man. That boss took way too long to get nerfed, was way too hard for normal people. Why can't they tune for you and then just nerf earlier? I mean, that's clearly what they needed to do. If you wanted to still tune for us, for whatever reason, right? They needed to do that this patch, and they didn't before. I can't really tell you why. It's like, here's why. So, here's what I think happened to this patch. Normally, Blizzard doesn't have to nerf fights that much because the fights get nerfed by you guys having more gear than us. In every tier ever, you guys kill the last boss with like 10, 15 more eye level plus like a Helm enchant / second legendary / whatever like power source they introduce in the patch. You kill it with that much more than us. So they don't need to nerf the races. They don't need to nerf the bosses as much because naturally you get like 15 eye levels of power and that's usually enough to fucking stomp fights. Do you know there's actually 0 difference in killing a boss with the same gear as us but having it nerfed 5 times versus killing a boss, the same boss that we killed but having 15 eye levels? Both of them nerf the fuck out of the fight. The difference is one of them feels like shit and the other one doesn't. Like waking up on Tuesday and getting more gear and feeling more powerful and seeing how that affects the fight is more fun than waking up and seeing the boss get nerfed, even though they both effectively do the same thing. So what they need to learn how to do now, because the upgrade system is so OP and because we can exploit it so heavily, which is good for the rest of the game. I think the upgrade system is the best thing they actually did to the game in Dragonflight for the majority of players. They have to nerf bosses faster because we can have so much eye level now. The raid just simply isn't getting nerfed by gear as much as it used to, which unfortunately means the only way to counteract that is you need to nerf the bosses earlier and more frequently. Like, Tindril ended up being a somewhat fair fight. It just took months longer than it should have. What I'm hearing is nerf Liquid and Echo. That would be another solution. I don't know how you do that, but you could do it. Okay, so that's enough of this. I think maybe it's time to. Oh, fucking goddamn it! They're asking for codes. I was supposed to give someone a code to my. God damn it. Okay, I got it. Let me post it. Oh, it was an hour ago. My manager had financial person need to get into one of my financial accounts, and I ended a meeting with them right before I started my stream today, and they were like, hey, by the way, in like 10 minutes, I'm going to have a code go to your phone. Can you give us the code? And I was like, yes. And then I just forgot. Oh, and then they can't do it again until Monday because I took too long. Oh, that's even great. I feel great about myself right now. That's sweet. Sorry, was yapping. My bad. If you were to place this raid onto the tier list you did with Dratnos and Dorky, which tier would it be? I have no fucking clue. I've only seen a few fights. Well, usually what happens before leading into a raid tier is Dratnos and I will like kind of rate the fights based on their design, and then we see how closely that comes to what it's like to play them. We're not, which is kind of weird because we're not actually trying to rate how fun it will be to play them, but we are rating how good the boss design is. But we'll end up like looking at it later and see like where it ends up. And then you can kind of look at the raid only after a while, because it's not, if you rate it right after the race world first, that might be a totally different opinion than, I mean, in this raid, it would have been a completely different opinion than if you waited a while. Same thing with the Skarn situation in season 2. So I think usually you wait, a while. We haven't even seen the end boss yet. So what are you rating? You know, an end boss can make or break a raid. So you can never really accurately rate it until you do that or see that. Max, based completely around the story of the War Within, rate the raid. Oh, it's a 10. When Jaina comes in and fights the Nexus Princess, Thrall at the same time is trying to like 1v2 the last 2 bosses. It's fucking insane. Gives me chills. That's not what happens, but okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Max, from a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you care about lore? In WoW? As low as it could possibly be. So I guess then the scale you gave me a 1. I don't care. I don't find any of the lore in this game interesting. Doesn't need to be, because the gameplay in this game is absolutely fucking insane. Shit's on every game. What is the structure of this raid? And is it similar to a Mirror Sill? We don't actually know, but I believe it's this. I believe you fight the first boss, and then you fall down, and then you can fight either the second or the third boss, I think. Then after you kill the second or third boss, you come back up to fight Rashan. And then after you kill Rashan, you can choose to fight this boss or Brood Twister, and then you have to kill both of those to fight the second to last boss, and then you have to kill that boss to fight the end. So a little different than how it normally is, but I mean, it's usually something like this, yeah. You can't really have interesting linear difficulty curve if you go crazier than this. Like, you could do an idea in a raid where it's like 1, and then it's like, fucking, how would you make this different? Have fucking 5 bosses available, but then it's like 5 bosses are all potentially the same difficulty as a second boss. So, like, them being gated by bosses allows them to make harder fights afterwards. So, I mean, your raid difficulty is always going to look something like this. It's basically just 1 through 8 linear, and then if you want to make it interesting, you can do some branches every now and then. The ICC model? What was ICC? Wasn't it like 1, 2, 3... And then isn't it wing, or no, 1, 2, 3, 4, you do Sour Frang, and then it was like wings. So you'd go and do like 1, 2, or 3 bosses, and then what, 1 and 2 bosses, and then 1, 2, 3 on the other side. And then you have to kill all of those. Something like this to fight Syndragosa, and then whatever that boss was, like 11, and then you fight Lich King. Isn't it something like that? Except this is an 11. I don't know how many bosses that Lich King was 11. Okay, so 10 and then 11. But I mean, like, they've done that. They've done something like this in like a ton of raids where they have wings. They did this in Sepulchre. Same thing. Uldir was pretty good. What was Uldir? Let's see. Uldir was first boss, Mother. Oh, yeah, you're right. And then you could have done Vectis, Zekvaz, Fetid Devourer. Wait, was it just that? Was it just those three? I think it was 3, 4, 5, and then you had to kill all of those to do Zool, and then you did Mithrax, and then you did Gahoon. Yeah, I mean, this is what I said before, right? Every raid is just this. Every raid is 1 through whatever number the last boss is, and then sometimes there are wings and stuff. It's just all it is. And decisions. But like there has to be linear levels to it or else it doesn't make sense. Like in this scenario, it's fine. It's like you make a bunch of interesting middle bosses. I actually kind of prefer raids that were like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's actually it is kind of like the ICC thing, except no wings. Here's what I want. In an 8 boss raid, this is my psychotic version of WoW. Right. You do like the first 4 bosses, maybe the first 5. Let's do 4 though, because I think 8 boss raids are actually just way better than 10 usually. Let's just say you have like 5, 6, 7, but like they're later in the raid. So like these are all like really hard bosses. This is like Smolderon. This is oh let's bark. Let's just let's just bark. Let's just bark. Let's bark. Okay, I think they're done being hype. 1 second. You just gotta passive aggressive. Yeah, sounds fucking dumb, doesn't it? All right. And then you just shame them. They do not approve of this raid layout. No, they love it. They're doing that because they're fucking hyped. It's like this, and then it's this, bro. This is my raid layout. Giga hard end boss, and then like after 4, give me like a nice little fucking selection. Give me a little taster plate of all the really hard kind of second to last bosses, you know? Give me like 1 pure single target sludge fisty Nexus Princess looking ass boss. Give me like be creative with one of them, and then give me like a Manaroth, you know? Give me like a Manaroth. There's some ads, there's some non-ads. And then get real creative with one of them. But it's hard though, you know? Sounds like you want the end of Sanctum. I mean, the end of Sanctum... That is exactly what the end of Sanctum was like, wasn't it? It's just they like totally fucking missed. The issue with Sanctum was that this boss, which it wasn't actually the 4th boss, but it's Painsmith, was just way harder than 5, 6, and 7. Which made no sense. Actually, like 5, 6, and 7 were so easy. Like this was the 2nd hardest boss, and then these were all easy and a huge disappointment, and then you just did the last boss. At max, try naming the raid layout, but use only ultimate bosses of all raids ever, question mark. What the fuck are you talking about? Does Sepulchre's Zymox count as an experimental or nah? That's super early in the raid, but I guess. I mean, not really. Wasn't it just Castle Nathria Zymox, but just kind of diffy? Ultimate equals end boss. I mean, even if they're talking end boss, let me say that phrase again with end boss instead of ultimate. Try naming that raid layout, but only use end bosses of all raids ever. I still don't know what the fuck they're talking about. There was multiple. I had already thought about that before I responded. What you fucking talking about? Maybe use end bosses only. All right, yeah, sure. Kill Jaden's just the first boss. Fuck it. Woohoo. Let's just make shit up. All good. Hey, Lily, come here. Yeah, you're so big. You're so big. Yeah. My girl. Yeah. No, don't ever lick me. I've seen what you do with that tongue. This dog will sit there and lick her ass for hours if you don't stop her. She's a fucking fiend. You are a fiend, Lily. I know it. All right, I gotta stream. Lily, I gotta do my job. I gotta do my job, Lily. Oh, did you guys watch the first few episodes of The Boys? Did you like it? I haven't watched it yet. I was doing some shit last night. I was doing some shit. No spoilers? Well, you guys fucking relax. I didn't tell them to spoil shit. I just asked them if they like it. All right, Max, are you going to watch party Liquid Arena games tomorrow? I don't know. What is it? Because of your YouTube videos, Raid Lead Undercover, I started playing WoW for the first time ever in the last 2 months, and now I'm a Mythic Raider. Thank you, Max. Dude, I really appreciate that, but did you make that up? How the fuck are you a Mythic Raider in 2 months? Are you a prodigy? You just fucking lie about that? Are you a fucking god at the game or what? That, like, definitely doesn't happen. You would have to... He didn't say he was a great Mythic Raider. Oh, true. He could have killed, like, the first boss on Mythic. That's true. That's true. That's true. Doesn't mean, like, cutting edge. That's totally reasonable. You could absolutely do that, especially in Season 4. Let's go. Mythic is Mythic, baby. Let's go. Shout out that guy. He probably didn't lie now that I thought about it. Max, shouldn't you tell us about that game you're going to play with Scripe? What? I started playing Shadowlands and I did 8 out of 9 Mythic. Let's fucking go. You're a huge beast. Stay big. Raid seems easy though. Yeah, it's way easier than Mythic Plus. Quick question. How many people have killed Mythic Amirdrasil or Awakened Mythic of all these raids? All right. There's a decent amount of people. How many people have timed a 38 of any dungeon? Checkmate. Nobody. Shit's too hard. You've timed a 39? Oh, shit. That's a homework key? Oh, fucking wow. Holy moly. That's insane. Try a 45 and then we'll talk. Oh, shit. Okay. Max, oh, by the way, wouldn't an ICC buff system be a perfect solution for the difficulty discrepancy between Race World First and Casual Mythic? You get stronger instead of the encounter getting easier so you don't feel bad, and you can turn it off if you want. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yes. I think you're right. Dratnos brings this up all the time, especially in regards to, like, using the Siege of Orgrimmar example, because Siege of Orgrimmar also had a buff like that. That should just exist, you know? Like, I feel like people would just enjoy that level of nerfing rather than... Because it mimics what it's like to get gear upgrades, which kind of don't happen as much anymore later into the season. And that just feels better than nerfing a boss. Right? What is it? I saw that Echo Twitter retweeted it. Some game called Terras Land. Says you and Scripe are going to be honorary guests on June 22nd. When is that? That's in a week. That's next Friday. Alright, fuck yeah. I'm going to be there. If someone tweeted it, then it's true. I think. Let's fucking get it. Stay big. Let's see. Terrace Land. Let's open up this tweet. Wait, the official fucking game tweeted this shit? Why is it using this fucking years old fucking pale white specter ghost looking ass picture of me? What is that? I hate this pic. Come on, bro. Fuck. Holy hell, Max looking pale as fuck. I'm liking that shit. And you guys can't even know that I liked it now because the likes are now hidden. But yeah, I am. I look fucking pale as fuck. It's not good, bro. Third comment. Can we not cater to these hardcore raiders like WoW consistently does? These guys are why WoW is as awful as it currently is. That's a fucking banger. Hitting the like button. Let's fucking go. Hype it up. I'm gonna respond to him. Fucking get hype. Let's go. Fourth comment. I can't read that. Yeah, this game, as far as I could tell, isn't this game, is this just, isn't it 10-cent World of Warcraft? Isn't that the idea? Tab target MMO? Yeah, we'll play the shit. When does it come out? I'll fucking get in there. Let's fucking raid. Let's get a group of raiders. Let's just raid this shit. Maybe they have sick raid content. Wait, does it is this raid content where we can figure it out natty as it comes out, or is this raid content that has already existed in China that you already know how to do it and it's just released globally old content? No, it's new. It's new content. Oh, that's fucking hype, dude. That's super hype. If it's actually new, that sounds really fun. Is it a mobile game? Well, I don't think so. I think it's a, oh, maybe it is a mobile game. I don't know. It says on Windows App Store or this. We'll see. Let's look at some gameplay. YouTube Terrace Land gameplay. Let's check this shit out.
And to
PvE.
I know a lot of people.
Okay, we got a little health bar, a little mana bar, a couple buffs. This looks exactly like WildStar's layout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons. Looks like you have a potion and a couple of other items. This looks like it's class skills. Looks like WoW. You can tell that from this one screenshot. There's only like 8 buttons, though. I feel like that's distinctly different than WoW, right? Looks more like WildStar.
Don't agree with me, but that's probably because they have.
So like this is what a raid boss looks, or maybe like a dungeon boss or something. Okay, a little frontal, very visual. This looks pretty fun. I struggle to find that the gameplay will be super fun with only 8 buttons. At least like relating to WoW, of course. But it could still be fun nonetheless. Let's see. Looks closer to Guild Wars. Yeah, it's weird. I remember someone bringing up Terras Land recently, and I was like, guys, tell me about Terras Land. And they were like, it's WoW 2 since they took away WoW in China. And I don't understand that. That's, like, definitely not true. Like, there is no fucking way that when WoW got taken out of China, that's when they decided to start developing this game. That's just, there's no fucking way they made it in time. They were making this long before that was ever a thing. That was in development before anyone could have ever known that was going to happen, right? I think they just made this game because they wanted to make an MMO, right? So yeah, that. Oh, okay. We got some raid markers. We got some little bubbles. Got some bubbles on the ground. Okay, we got raid frames. You can see. I mean. I'll fuck as long as this game isn't like Lost Ark levels of pay to win. This would be really fun. Sounds sick. Let's fucking go. Even if it's pay to win, let's just fucking pay to win. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Are you logging on for the Lost Ark solo raids next month? Wait, Lost Ark's doing solo raids? That sounds awesome. I mean, what even is a solo raid? I guess it's like a Mage Tower. It's just going to be like, why is this guy zoomed in so insane? This is definitely the WoW killer. Alright, well, just in case this game's pay to win, I was going to like buy a new couch later this month, but I think I might save up so I can be number 1 on the leaderboard in this game. Let's go. I'm gonna lose it all, baby. I'm gonna sell my house. What is it? No, all the raids are getting a solo version. Is it supposed to be like a challenge? Or is it like we want to make this game more accessible for people? Like, is it like they're making it solo so everyone can feel included? Or are they making it solo so they can, like, blast your brains out with insane content? Oh, more accessible. Nah, it's boring. It's a good it's a good thing for the majority of the game. It would be boring for me. I would, like, log the fuck in if it was, like, crazy hard solo content. Because that game's actually really fun. Wait, what is this? A little jump puzzle? Guys, why are more people not talking about this game? Like, just from the general looks of it, it looks like pretty solid. I mean, the art style may not be everyone's thing. I need to see some gameplay. I need to look at, like, some rotations, see if it looks like it's... Because, dude, like, WoW's combat is so, like, chef's kiss goated. It's so goated. Like, it would blow my mind if another MMO could have as good of combat as WoW. So I wouldn't expect that, but, like, if it could get close, that would be good. Max, people hate mobile games. I do think it limits how hard the game can be. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Because, like, if you have to make content that doesn't alienate mobile players... I actually played a mobile MMO one time. I played a mobile MMO. We got paid to promote it, but then me and Mavie ended up actually playing it when it launched. I think it was called, like, World of Kings or some shit. And that game's raid content was so piss easy. Wait, do you have the YouTube video on deck from when we played this game? Is that what you're linking me right now? How did you just have this? This is on World of Kings. How do you just have this? THD. How did you just have this link? All right, whatever. But this is it. This is us doing World of Kings. This is me, THD, and Will, and Zyro, and Mavie doing some dungeons. But, like, because it's... But this, like, looks totally different. This looks like a mobile game, right? Which it was, by the way. This game, I don't know how they didn't get sued. They had, like... Dude, the Hunter had things called, like, Barrage and Multi-Shot. Like, it was literally just WoW abilities. I don't know how it was a fucking thing. But But this is a mobile MMO, and I felt like the raids couldn't really be interesting because you had to have dog shit ass mobile game players like be able to complete your content. But this doesn't look like that. This looks more involved. This, to me. This looks like a little bit more involved. Let me see like a crazy raid combat thing. What is it? BNS, I'd say, has as good of combat as WoW, but action combat. Yeah, so when I'm referring to WoW combat, I'm like saying other tab target games. Like, and this is my opinion too. You may disagree with this. I think action combat in an MMO is so unbelievably fucking dog shit in comparison to tab. Like, I know it's just different, but like, I just can't imagine anyone ever making fun raid content for action combat and not. I think tab target combat is fucking so much better. It's so much better. So I just can't. I just don't even consider action on the same tier. It just doesn't even compete. This looks tab target, which is a good start. Every good MMO should be. What about Destiny 2 raids? I like Destiny 2. I guess I'm not saying I don't like content. I'm just saying tab target is always better. But also Destiny's like a totally different game. I don't think Destiny would be better at being Destiny if it was tab target. Right? You miss WildStar so much? Yeah, WildStar unironically banged. WildStar was a great raid. Or great... Well, the time that I had in WildStar, gearing up, getting attuned, leveling, and then doing the 20-man raid genetic archive, WildStar was like just a small step below as good as WoW ever was for me. That's how good it was. It was so good. And then right after that, they made... Reptar, what the fuck are you doing? Are you hype right now? Are you fucking hype? Oh, yeah, you are. That was... WildStar was sick, dude. It was awesome. Are you fucking hype right now? Are you being a little Reptar? You little Reptar boy. Dude, he was barking so fucking loud when that guy came here earlier. Hey, stop that. Oh, Star Wars? I never got to play Star Wars because I was playing on a MacBook Pro when I first started playing WoW in Kata, and you couldn't download Star Wars on the Mac. I wanted to, but I couldn't. Which is actually good. Think about it. Think about how my whole journey could be changed. You know, like the whole like infinite amount of multiverses argument or theory? Like, think about a world where Star Wars was just Mac compatible when I was trying to play it. And then I ended up liking that game and split my time between WoW and Star Wars. And then I didn't get good enough at WoW. And I didn't progress in the same way. And where am I at today kind of thing? I'm probably like teaching music or some shit. Think about it. So in a ways, fuck Star Wars, right? Fuck it. What is it? Here's a dungeon boss on mobile for Terras Land. More important, mobile version has DPS meters. Wait, the computer version doesn't? Oh, so the mobile version of Terras Land is exactly like that other game we were just talking about. Bro, it looks... Wait, hold the fuck up. Hold the goddamn fucking phone right now. THD, what did you just link me? Is that still in chat? It is. Hold the fuck up. I mean, I know there's not a lot of places on the screen where this stuff could be. And this is probably like the default UI for phone games. But, I mean... I mean, even the fucking... Guys, did they buy this game? Look, I know you guys are saying this default layout. Look at this. The fucking damage meters are here. Same. Right under the damage meters, there's the backpack and the, like, option menu. Exactly the same with the same notification icon and everything. It's literally exactly the same. I think they, like, bought this game or something. Bought the rights to this game. Or they, like, turbo copied it. Like, this looks exactly the same. There's nothing proprietary about the WoW layout. This has nothing to do with WoW. Look to the left of the party frames. Yeah, look at that. They're the exact same thing. The same icons. They do the same thing. In this game, this was the party feature, and that's what this is. It says 5. There's 5 people in the party. What is it, bro? I'm telling you, these guys just pirated the game files and modified them. That's what most of these games do. This game is made by Tencent, though. Something tells me that it's probably a little bit more involved with than that, but... What do you know? Dude, I don't know shit. The backpack and the loot icon, too. Anyways, that's a side thought. Let me look at the actual boss. See, like, if they're making content that is designed for the computer version of this and the mobile, I just feel like the level of challenging difficulty content would be extremely hard to do. But also, we're just not playing it on mobile. We're playing it on Windows. Like, doesn't this look like totally different games? Apparently, this is the same game as... This is 2 days ago. Which, I don't even know where they're... Wait, so... This was officially launched already. The game is officially launched in China, but the game still supports English. So wait, we can play it... So is the version they're releasing in NA, or the one that we're playing in a couple weeks, is that an already released version of this game? Or is it new content? Because I want to learn the shit natty, but if it's already been figured out, that's less fun to me. What is it? It's the same game China just launched a week early. Alright, well, either way, when you're watching it from that other guy's POV, right, this looks like, on the actual desktop client with 60 FPS, this looks like a completely different thing. Plus, like, if we got a bunch of the Liquid Boys to play this, I bet we would have fun no matter what. All I can tell you is I'm buying every piece of gear, so you guys better get ready to have absolutely no fucking gear. There better be a pop-up after every boss where you can just bid real money to get everything. Stay small, rest of the guild. Invest Race World first money into this game? What, just take all of it and just put it into this game? That's probably a good idea. I mean, it has to be a good idea. Right? I mean, if that's not a good idea, what have you guys even heard a good idea before is what I'm basically what I'm getting at. I wouldn't think so. Is this WoW? Yes. And we're gonna... It looks like I'm playing it next week, which should be fun. I mean, actually, low-key, I'm kind of excited. I will say, like, even games that I don't end up playing for a long time afterwards, games that you play, like, MMOs right when they come out with other people that enjoy MMOs is usually, like, really fun. It's, like, a really fun... It can either be a week, it can be 2 weeks. Like, dude, Lost Ark is a shameless, degenerate, pay-to-win slot machine simulating garbage game, right? But, like, the first, like, month of Lost Ark was, like, just euphoric fun. That was some of the most fun I've ever had in gaming. That shit was so fun. What is this picture, THD? What do you got here? Oh. You have 7,000 hours in Lost Ark. Yep. THD's a degenerate, guys. This game has drained all of his income. It's a complete degenerate, chat. We Ben knew that? Yep. Bean. You're supporting by paying this man a salary? Alright. Well, I think I've decided that I'm going to have fun playing this. I think this is going to be fun. I think. So let's fucking go. Let's go. Max, can you check out the classes in that game? Yeah, I probably can. Let's see. Terras Land. Terras Land classes. Oh, there's a tier list? Oh, God. I don't want to watch that. I want to find out Natty. Alright, what are the classes? I don't want to care about the raffle, bro. Yeah, class and talent system. Give me this. Click. Yes. It is unclickable. Fuck. Terras Land classes. Terras Land classes overview. Yes. So there's warrior, paladin, priest, bard. That's the AUG of this game, chat. Ignore all bard players. Go place your music somewhere else, man. Alright, shadow swordsman. Okay, that's epic. Stealthy and precise fighters who excel in surprise attacks and swift combat maneuvers. Ranger. Ranged combat specialist, skilled in precision attacks and survival tactics, ideal for hit and run strategies. Mage. Elemental magic user, casting... Yeah, I got it. Barb... Why is there a warrior and a a barbarian fighter? Isn't that like kind of the same shit? Chaotic battle experts with immense strength and resilience, suited for aggressive playstyles. So is it like a super beast warrior? Okay, and then phantom necro. Masters of the Undead who summon and command spirits to aid in battle. That sounds sick. So you can do 3 specs. Skilled, okay. Warrior shield specialization. That's some tank shit. Not all warriors focus on defense. Some raw rage. Combat expertise, skilled in combat. Okay, less going on there, I guess. Paladin, justice, and guard. So this is what? Ret and Prot. Priest has... Strength through faith. They heal. They can go 2 ways. Faith priests bring down divine punishment, while prayer priests focus on healing. Wait, so faith priests are like DPS priests. Okay, prayer priests are healing. Priest can do a lot of divine energy as you level up. Okay, that mages. Among Terras elves, mages are revered for their innate affinity for elemental magic. Unlike humans who need to study, elves are naturally connected to the elements. Mages excel at range damage dealers, casting devastating spells with precision. Though not great in physical combat, they control the battlefield from a distance. What? Okay, can spell lines and frost or fire magic. Okay. Bard. Ranger. The Lone Hunter's Arsenal. What about the big pet guy? Phantom Necro. Soul healing? You can be a healer? Ew. Yo, wait. Mage, scroll up. Why scroll up? Oh, right here? Dude, you're so dumb. Shadow Swordsman. Dude, I'm gonna be a Shadow Swordsman. But I guess it's like Demon Hunter, I guess. Is that what it's trying to do? I think so. Now after looking at a picture of it. Dude, Barbarian Fighter is just Warrior. Daz a Rogue? Yeah, whatever, man. Max, isn't that the tree from the Shadowlands zone in the Bard picture? This does look like... Yeah. It just Ardenweald, isn't it? That's okay. Sometimes you're Ardenweald. Scroll up, though. There you go. Let's go. I mean, same one here. Just looks like that's like this class's, Wait, Shadow Swordsman has Revendreth behind it? Kinda. I mean... Yeah, actually. Wait, did they say there was boosting services? Yes, sir. Terras Land boosting services. Skip the grind, save hours, and enjoy more fun gaming with Terras Land boosting. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. This is a third-party site. I didn't even realize that. I thought the official game was offering this. This is some, like, fucking gold-selling site or something. All right, that's sick. Teamwork is key. Become rich faster. What, so just buying it? Become rich faster. What an insane way of just saying buying gold. 5-star reviews. Oh yeah, I mean, how can it be a scam? It has 5-star reviews, yeah. Of course. Seems like people really like that. What is it? Seems kind of mid. Classes and race are gender locked. Yeah, I don't think that matters to me because the only thing that matters to me ever is gameplay. But I have noticed that Eastern MMOs do frequently gender lock certain classes. I don't really know why that is. Must be like a cultural thing. Like Lost Ark does it, and it's really strange. Like they'll have like a class, right? And it functions entirely normally, and then there's just another version of that class where like one thing is minorly different and it only exists so there can be a male version of the class. And it's like, what? Why can't you just change your fucking gender? I mean, we know why. Do we actually know why? They've been doing this for like 10 years. It's not like a recent thing. It's been happening forever. Why gooning? This has nothing to do with gooning. Like, yeah, there's gooners like the like waifu characters and stuff from that game, but there's gender lock classes that are dudes. Right? They would just make them all Korean waifu pictures, you know, but they don't. But maybe some people goon to dudes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow, what a boss. What are you linking me? What are you linking me? Oh, this. Oh god. THD has 7,000 hours in this game, huh? Weird. Very weird. Oh, Jesus. That's insane. That is egregious behavior. Lost Ark is a top tier Gooner game. Is it? Max, have fun with that algorithm. Dude, so I've been on like a workout thing recently, and well, I mean, for the last like 6 months or so, but I started this like program recently where like I'll go to the gym with an idea of doing a set amount of exercises, and what this program has is like you can click on this QR code and you can click and it will give you a playlist of all the exercises, and they're like little 10-second segments of someone showing you how to do the exercise if you haven't heard it before. And some of them, especially they're hockey specific, they're like really strange. It's like you need to see them to know how to do them. But now I've done that on my main YouTube account. So now when I'm on my main YouTube, every now and then it recommends me like some random 10-second exercise I'm not going to do because it thinks that I like watching those. It's so funny, man. It's like how my Spotify got ruined from playing DMCA free music for a couple years. So like my Discover Weekly would come out and it's like, you want to listen to this, huh? And it's just like some fucking dog shit. Just ruined my Spotify. Smart ads, by the way. It's like getting a ton of ads for a mattress right after you bought one. Yeah, but like, how do they know better though, right? They know you looked into a bunch of mattresses, so they know that it's a reasonable chance that you haven't bought one, so they're going to keep advertising to you, because there's no way the advertisers could possibly know that you actually obtained one. That would be really smart information to sell someone, though. Maybe that's the new way to make money in the advertising industry. You actually develop a way to share information to actually tell when someone has purchased the item that they'll most likely not purchase again, like a refrigerator or washing machine or something. And then like those companies know to not target you. That would be worth a lot of money if you could do that, actually. Max, that already exists. Oh, I mean, if we can come up with it on our stream, there's a good chance this multiple billion-dollar industry has already thought of this. Wait, is the advertising business bigger than that, by the way? Is the advertising business a $1 trillion industry? It has to be. Like worldwide. It has to be trillion. It's fucking everything. Did that thing just appear on my screen? I was looking at my chat, so I might be crazy in my peripheral vision, but I'm pretty sure that thing just appeared right in front of me. When did the sword get that big? Where's the sword? Oh, there it is. Let's go. We're going to go to the sword. I don't know anything about this sword. I just know that every now and then I go to BlizzCon and someone says something about the sword and then Ian says what sword? And then everyone's like, he mentioned it. He said something about the sword. But I've never thought about the sword one time. I feel left out. No, I don't want to know. Yeah. But I do feel left out. I mean, it's why BFA happened. I mean, didn't BFA happen because the Alliance and the Horde were mad at each other? So naturally we had to battle for Azeroth? I feel like that adds up in my head. They fought over Azerite? Okay. I mean, in a way then, is the way that Azerite was really frustrating, was that actually a really cool game mechanic? Because like all the Alliance and the Horde were frustrated about Azerite and it caused so much division between them that we as a community also felt that division. Very similar to how like the Maw sucked to play, but people would make the argument that the Maw was actually hell, so it kind of makes sense that it wasn't fun. In a game. Bro, it's not supposed to be fun in hell, bro. Of course the Maw sucks. Fucking insane argument. Love that shit. Max, are you drunk? No, I'm just here, man. Speaking of that, though, I don't really know if I want to do any Beta Mythic Plus dungeons today. So it might be time to get the fuck out of here. But I'm not sure. Maybe in the next, like, couple minutes that'll turn around. Grab Dorky. Max, what about this merch? What merch? Let's see. Show me the merch. What? That's on a raid fight? Oh, this mech, not merch. Oh, I guess that does make a lot more sense. I could never clear this raid. I'd be so distracted. Nah, I believe in you, bro. There's no way. There's no way that you'd be distracted. You're better than that. Why did that guy just cast Kamehameha at the boss? Look at him right here. Ready? Blah. Dude, is that like the coolest, like, nerd verse of abilities you could have? It's got to be up there, right? Shooting the beams out of your hand like that. That shit goes crazy. Spirit Bomb? Nah, Spirit Bomb's corny. It's like bigger, but it's like the charge up time's too long, you know? Like anyone could just bop you while you're trying to do that. Are we not gonna... What? Why would they choose to give a boss 190 health bars? Yeah, that part takes it out of it a little bit for me too. I don't really know the reason why. I've only seen this in Eastern MMOs. I think it's just like a thing that they have done where they do that. But I also prefer the... I think it's because of the amount of numbers. Like, let me get this right. This boss has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 digits of HP. How many HPs is that? That's a big... 142 billion? Yeah, so, like, I think they just scaled fucking crazy. Makes it easier to track phases since they're based on how much HP the boss has left. Isn't that... How is that any different than, like, having the same bar here, but instead just having a percentage? Isn't that the same shit? Worked forever? How has anyone not mentioned he's wearing a fucking Squirtle suit? Oh, his character? Oh yeah, dude, this guy's got crazy Mog. What the fuck am I watching? I don't know. THD linked something, so we just kept watching it. I don't know why. I'm a zoomer and I watch TikTok and I can't focus unless there's something on my screen. So that's why it's here. Back to fly yapping. You're not a zoomer, you're old. I'm young. Where's the sword? Oh my god, we fucking landed on this thing. We like scaled all the way down it. Bro, aren't you like 32? No, I'm not. I'm not fucking 32. Why would you say that? I'm 31. I'm like just barely 31 too. I like just procced that shit. Ha withering. The fuck? What is it? I told someone I was 31 because I straight up forgot I had a birthday and I'm 32 now. Yeah, you do just start forgetting your birthdays. I've noticed that. Like, I feel like all my birthdays from when I was 27 till now just kind of rolled together. I think it makes more sense when you're younger because, like, in between each individual age all the way up until you're, like, 23 or 24, I think you're, like, kind of a distinctly different person. You're growing so much. Like, I feel like from, I don't know, like, 29 to 31, like, you're just the same person. You've just existed 2 years longer, you know? That was COVID. Oh, it could have been COVID. Yeah, what a weird time, man, that we lived through that. You know who I think about a lot whenever COVID comes up is, like, I remember being like, actually, well, COVID, I had a super easy COVID, right? Like, I just chilled. I was in, like, a new relationship at the time, so it was, like, easy. We were living together. I had everything I needed. And then also it was a gaming like boom, so like I made a ton of fucking money and I didn't have to leave my house to do my job, so I never got to like deal with the downsides of COVID. I've also never gotten COVID, or if I did, I was asymptomatic. But like, you know who I was thinking about a lot, man? Fucking people who were in high school during COVID. Like, that had to be a very weird, like, there's probably a generation of people like in a nice 3 to 4 year gap that are like permanently different than everyone else because they just didn't go to high school, basically. I feel like a lot of growth happens in high school. Grade schoolers are sociopaths now. They're probably fine. Yeah, bullying is important. Yeah. That's some pro-bully propaganda, but it probably is true, though. There is sometimes you see some kids saying some weird shit, like, as adults, and you're like in gaming, like in WoW guilds and stuff, and you're like, man, if that kid got bullied like I did, ain't no way he'd be saying that weird-ass shit right now. That's like pro-bullying propaganda. Like, that's something only a bully would say, but probably has some truth to it. I was the bully. No, you fucking weren't, THD. I feel bad for kids who had a rough home life and school was their escape. Oh shit, I never thought about that. That's fucking true. People whose like house situation's super rough and their only escape was not being home, and then they were forced to be home for 2 years. Holy fuck, you're so right. Okay, this stream just got turbo sad. We need to turn this around fucking right now. Wee fucking emergency, bad news. We need to change this shit up. Little dog check. Let's get a dog check going. Oh my god. I need one dog right now to come be a dog checker. It can be any dog. Is it you? Come on. Oh, what a dog. Oh, it's a little reptar. Oh, he's so big. Oh, he's such a good dog. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah, you're just such a dog. Oh, you're so big. All right, there we go. Good job, Reptar. Max, is he a black-mouthed cur? Did you just insult him somehow? Is that a kind of dog? 1 second. Black-mouth cur. Oh, he looks exactly like that. Yeah, was that some kind of canine slur? Like, what are you saying? No, here we go. If you look at... I mean, it does look exactly like him. I mean, he's a street dog, man. He's a mutt. So he's probably a little bit of everything, but... I mean, that looks kind of like Reppy. But this is clearly... It would be mixed with something else. I mean, his face... am I gonna die to fatigue? Oh my god, bro. I'm gonna die. No, not today. Not today. Come on. Get back out of fatigue. Come on. We're gonna have to get off our mountain heel. Health pot. Fell rush twice. Backflip. Nether walk for the fatigue damage. Oh my god, we made it. That's sick. Okay. But the little dog... I mean, that does kind of look like Reptar. Wait, how size? He's like 40, 45 pounds. I mean... Yo, is that you? Hey, come here. Come here. No, not you. Not you, Ella. Or Lily. No. Come here, Reptar. Come on, Reptar. Come here. Is that you? Right there. Is that you on the screen? Lily, what the fuck? That's not you at all. That doesn't even kind of look like you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. Because he also kind of looks like a Malinois. A lot less like a Malinois, actually. Yeah, no, he's not a Malinois. Actually, that is maybe the closest... But he's definitely mixed with, like, 10 different kinds of dogs. Like, he is a mutt. He is a street dog. Literally, we found him... He was found on the street, so... But it does look like he's got a little bit of this in it. Like, give me a characteristic. Let me see if he acts like this. Nope, that's too bright. We're gonna have to try to read by highlighting it, maybe? Yeah, let's see. Blackmouth cur is a medium to large-sized dog. They are used to hunt a broad variety of game, including bear? No fucking way you hunt bear. Where are you? Could you fucking fight a bear? Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Okay, he said he can fight bears. All right, feral pig, raccoon, deer, and squirrel. This breed excels as hunters and usually catch and kill game on the ground. It's an energetic, definitely true. Fearless, definitely true. He plays with 2 Great Danes and doesn't give a fuck. They like throw him around like a rag doll and he doesn't give a shit. He still runs shit. A strong dog that was bred to help farmers and hunters in the rugged terrain. These all-around working dogs can herd livestock, protect the home, and track game. However, they also have a sensitive side and respond best to positive reinforcement. That does sound like him. Dude, when I am, like, normal to him, he's always happy. He loves positive reinforcement. Like, honestly, a lot of times, like, when I was having him trained, I had to go out of town for a while, so I took him to, like, a thing. They're like, yeah, dude, he doesn't even respond to treats. Like, just fucking, like, act real hype, and he'll be so happy. So you just act hype around Reptar, and he is so happy. They said, if you're thinking about bringing it, they'll take a lot of time and energy. While affectionate, they're wary of strangers. Okay. This is exactly... He is a blackmouth cur. This is... Dude, that's crazy. I thought you were calling my dog a slur, and then it turns out that you just told me what he is. Because, like, when I bring him to raid... When I bring him to the race, he's, like, really apprehensive of other people. They're known to be very protective of children. They may respond better to female handlers. At the race... He's so chill with every girl and super weird with guys that aren't me. This is exactly like him. Like, this is his entire personality. Especially the part where he hunts and kills bears. He does that a lot. Let's see. Reputable breeders prioritize health and temperament. Dude, honestly, the thing is he might even be, like, purebred or close. Like, I thought he was, like, a Giga Mutt, but he looks exactly like this. And acts exactly like this. That looks like a little Reptar. And even... Wait, let me look at Blackmouth Cur Puppy. This is him. Like, this looks... I mean, that's exactly what he looked like. So what we're learning is Reptar's a certified gamer. No, Reptar's a fucking bear hunter, bro. Oh, chat. Oh my god. Oh. Dude, puppies are by far the cutest thing on this earth. They're so fucking cute. Oh, hello. Oh, Reptar. Oh, this is cool. After looking at all these dog pics now, I want to go hang out with my dog, so I'm going to leave. Shout out for the stream, though. I should be live tomorrow. Shout out, dogs. See you later.